Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today it's going to be a match between Incontrol and Rondo here on Fighting Spirit. Bottom left-hand corner, it is the orange Zerg player Incontrol. And in the bottom right-hand corner, it is the Russian Protoss player. He is red, and his name is Rondo. Currently, he plays for Los Reyes del Mambo, which is a Spanish team with an excellent name. He used to play for Razor, and he placed 4th in WCS Russia 2008, falling to Braddock, which is no shame. His Team Liquid profile portrait has him smoking a cigarette and says, "Wanna get smoked." I like it a lot. Anyway, let's go ahead and see what's up in this ZVP. Incontrol, again, is an American Protoss player and commentator. He died earlier this year in 2019, and to honor him, I'm going to go ahead and be casting several games of his from back when he was a professional Brood War player. That is a 9 pool here. Just a straight up 9 pool into a drone. Probe scouting here is Rondo, and let's see, yeah, it's going to be a Forge Fast Expand here. Had somebody come into my Discord server the other day looking for current ZVP builds, and I'm like, so what are you looking for? He's like, I don't know, I kind of feel like Forge Fast Expand is kind of out of date at this point. And I was like, I don't know, as long as you scout as Protoss, Forge Fast Expand is economical. It can defend if it needs to. I'm not entirely sure what you're looking for, my guy. I think he just assumed that the meta had changed a lot since the last time he looked, but without a balance update, I'm not entirely sure that the game changes that fast. All right, man, 6 Zerglings here on the way at 2 minutes, my guy. Incontrol, being super duper aggressive, and the probe is not going to see this, not yet. Did scout the wrong way, unfortunately knows where the Zerg player is, but has no idea if there's a hatch on the way, no idea if there are lings in production, no idea of anything. This probe needs to get there, and needs to get there now. Zoom, 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 zoom. Yes, the timing works out. Okay, so the probe's going to see this. Going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 Zerglings immediately. Not expanding. Reaction from Rondo is another cannon. And honestly, maybe even a gateway up here. Might pull some probes up to handle it at the same time. Where are these Zerglings going? They need to be harassing. Oh no, he thinks that Rondo's in the top right for some reason. The Overlord, was there an Overlord? There was not an Overlord. The Overlord saw the probe in the top left, saw the direction the probe came from, and assumed, oh, Incontrol. That hurts, my guy. That's really painful to get up here and be like, rawr. Wait, what? Aw, and it just, it gave Rondo all the time in the world to just la la la. Throw up a gateway, expand. Expansion timing is pretty much the same as what Incontrol's is, and that just hurts. It hurts Incontrol immensely. Alright, well, as the Zerg music is coming up here, atmospheric, it does provide a little bit of menace to Incontrol sitting out here with the Zerglings trying to put some fear of Zerg into Rondo. Rondo's not doing anything back home. He's just making sure he's not going to die. Got a couple lings up here body blocking in case all the lings try to jump on this, which would be hard to do, but definitely possible. Interestingly enough, he's not making a Zealot. Interestingly enough, he's not really doing anything other than getting that expansion and getting that gas. Meanwhile, double expand on the follow-up from Incontrol. He says, fine. Fine, I didn't do any damage to you, but you can't get out of here without dealing with 6 to 8 lings, so good luck stopping these expansions from going up now. I will not make another attacking unit for quite some time. In fact, I'm going to a lair at 4 minutes. So if you don't mind, I'll just be taking up to Mutalisks or maybe Lurkers or something, maybe just Mass Hydra, while you sit back and try to do the same thing off of 2 bases. Let's pretend that early pool never happened. Cybercore coming up here, Zealot holding on that Photon Cannon. It is not a mass number of lings coming out. Sometimes we see a Zerg player follow that up with a mass number of lings, but definitely not the play here. If you see a lair, if you see an expansion from your Zerg opponent, nah, don't worry about it. Don't really you don't have to make more Zealots than you need to. Just continually make those probes, continually attack up, go to something that is going to be good against, oh, I don't know, Mutalisks, for example. And probe doing a good job scouting around here, seeing what's going on. There's no metabolic boost here as well. Incontrol skipping that entirely, which to me I guess, no, I was going to say it indicates Zergling, or indicates Lurkers, just because Ling Muta is a thing, and you do want the speed if you're going Ling Muta. But I've been wrong before, so we'll keep an eye on it. Stargate coming up, going to make some Corsairs, at least one, maybe two, just to kill Overlords and, you know, get that Corsair count started, if in fact it is going to be Mutalisks out of the Zerg player. Citadel of Adun in production, probably for Zealot legs. Although some Quick Storm would not be bad against Lurkers either. It is going to be a Spire. Okay, so Spire tossing up here in about 5 minutes. And let the Corsair count begin. Honestly, I'd just start making them now if I was Rondo, but it doesn't seem like he is. This just entirely reminds me, there's an NBA player named Rajon Rondo. He goes by Rondo, obviously. And he's just been around for a long time, man. He was a very young player, did win a title with the Celtics in the NBA back in 2008, but has not won a title since, kind of bounced around a bit from team to team to team. He's one of those players that plays better under the bright lights, right? Like you have a regular season game, just boring stuff in December, on the second week of December, and he's not going to play out of his mind, but you put him in a playoff game on a nationally broadcast television, or, well, televised game, and he's going to play a lot better. He always has been that way. So Corsair out. Jump. 42 shots later, this Overlord is going to die. There's really not much to stop this, as the Spire's not done yet. Obviously, there isn't a Hydralisk den this early, so no Hydra's out to save this either. And this Overlord is going to die. Incontrol is not overly worried about it, but he is making 2 sets. So that 2 sets of Scourge, might as well. I mean, if you see one Corsair, there's probably going to be a bunch. Oh, bit of an engagement here. Zealots decide to stand and fight, because running isn't going to make any sense. The Lings are going to chase you down regardless, and the Zealots do what they can, but eventually are just sheerly outnumbered and overwhelmed by the Zerglings. So 4 Mutalisks in production here, cannons in the mineral line at the main, cannons protecting over at the natural base too. I really don't see the Mutalisks accomplishing a whole lot, to be honest with you. Did he get metabolic boost and I didn't see it coming up in the production tab? Was I ranting about something else at the time? Maybe. That's maybe what happened. There's your Hydralisk den. So Hydro Lurker play could be somewhat viable here. Another Overlord down. 2 Corsairs are better than 1, just because it takes half the time to kill something that you're shooting at if you have 2 Corsairs. 2 Macro Hatches coming up to the natural base after this. So he makes a few Mutalisks. Just in case a whole ton of Zealots show up, this is going to be just fine. Ling Muta's going to wreck that for sure. DT in production. That can't be a Dark Archon, right? That'd be cool. I'm not going to say no to that, but I don't know what DTs are going to accomplish here. The Corsairs aren't going to have a great time killing Overlords just because there are definitely a lot of Scourge out on the map to make that harder for you. So here we go. Mutalisks come on in. Corsairs getting some nice splash damage on the Mutas. Are you really going to fight here against 3 cannons and 2 Corsairs? Okay, 1 Corsair. The splash damage alone, and the Archon gets a nice raw off on that Mutalisk group 2. Ugh. That's so good. Rondo is playing this pretty effectively, I gotta say. 33 to 43 workers in favor of the Protoss. 62 to 51 supply, which at this stage of the game is fairly even. Incontrol's done a nice job macroing up behind his initial failure of the 9 pool. He's getting an evolution chamber. He's not making a Queen's Nest yet, so this isn't going to be any kind of a Guardian rush. Which Guardian's not as good against Protoss. We've seen them attempted to be used. Actually, they're not good against anything. Who am I kidding? They're slow. They're easily killed by anything that can hit them at all, no matter what it is. DT gets on into the 3rd base, but the Overlord Sunken combo is pretty effectively shutting that down, my Dark Templar guy. Mutalisk is 5. There's 5 Mutalisks here. I think we might be done making Mutas, to be honest with you. There are no further upgrades for them. The Hydras are in production now. Faster Overlord movement is being researched. And a bit of a Zealot Archon Corsair play moving on out here. Not a bad combination against what we're seeing here. Lurkers would be nice, but Lurker aspect is not being researched from Incontrol. So yeah, Zealot Archon pretty good against a straight-up Ling Hydra play. Just because the Zealots with legs will jump on top of those Hydras and chew them to death, Archons will destroy a lot of the Lings. And then if there are a lot of Hydras left over and just Archon, they'll be just fine. That's actually what you want versus a mass Archon play, but depending on the Zealot count, depending on the DT count, could be a little bit different. Observatory in production, perhaps worried about those Lurkers, which again, production tab says no. We're not making Lurkers here today, my guy. Zealots, Archons, trying to sneak on in. Nope, says everybody. Not allowed. You're not getting in here. The Scourge are going to chase the Corsair back home. They have the exact same move speed, which means if you're running in a straight line... Oh, get it. What the heck? The Archons didn't attack it. That's hilarious. That Scourge is so lucky to be alive. I don't know if Rondo was controlling them independently, but they should have auto-attacked that Scourge and didn't. I'm wondering if that's a mess-up of some kind. Anyway, 10 Hydras in production from Incontrol. He really loves his Hydralisks. And I gotta say, I love them too. They are the core of the Zerg army. They're one of my favorite units. I will make them even in situations where they don't make sense and lose games because of it. That's how much I love Hydralisks. So Hydra, Muta, and by Muta, I mean it's the 5 Mutalisks we've had for some time. He's not making any more Mutalisks. Is he moving for the Hive Tech? Still no Hive Tech. I would really like to see some Lurker play here, but it's cool. Here's your attack. Storm is just about done, but it's not there yet. The High Templar need to stay alive until Storm is complete, my guy. No. Okay, good job moving the Zealots in to keep this High Templar alive. Storm is done. Storm is done. Ow. So the retreating Storm does cover the retreat a little bit. All the High Templar die, though, which is a problem. You wanted the High Templar back here. Hydra's just jumping into this location. Archons drawing. Zealots coming on out to meet their Hydralisk adversaries. Mutalisk trying to kill this Archon. No! Archon's got 7 kills, my guys. This is looking really bad for the Zerg player. Probe's getting pulled, though. Maybe not. Maybe we're doing a little better than I thought here. Archon down. Enough Hydras remaining. No attack upgrades for them, but they do have range, and they do have speed. Good Storm catching... Ooh, doing some damage to that Archon, or the Overlord as well. Probes... Oh, that's a transfer. That's a probe transfer up to the 3rd base. I don't think you can break up this. I don't think yet... No, I don't... That's not a good idea. Get on out. There you go. There you go. Get on out to there. He's been accruing behind it. He's making Lurker aspect now. It's actually just about done. 3rd base, happily mining. I'm not sure if the DT actually snuck in some kills over there or not. Hard to do, again, with the sunken here. Got some good coverage on that mineral line. Well placed by Incontrol. Again, just straight leading Hydra. Just popping on in. No Dark Swarm. No Plague. No nothing. Storm exists as well, so I don't think this is going to work for Incontrol as much as he wants it to. DT wandering out into the battlefield. There are no there actually are no Overlords here. I keep calling the Overlords Archons. I don't know why. No upgrades on the Hydras. +1 ground attack is done for the Protoss units, though. He needs more Storm is what he needs. He needs more Zealots. Some Archons, probably not the play at the moment, but just Zealot Cannon at right now. So 99 to 66 supply, 93 supply for Rondo. It's looking all right, honestly. A lot of that is workers. He's up 57 to 33 workers, which economically he's killing it, but his army supply is basically Zealots and a couple High Templar against this raging swarm of Incontrols right now. Continuing to produce Lurkers, not at a hugely fast rate. Ooh, that was almost in range of detection of one of these dudes. Oh, the Observer. The Observer's here, though. Jump on it. Jump on it. Yeah, nice job. Nice job, Rondo. Pulling back into the cannons. Beautiful, beautiful Storm. They're not infinite. Sometimes it can feel like that to my Zerg brethren. That Zealot, just bad control there. I'm surprised Incontrol hasn't expanded behind this. He's got the resources for it. Really is interested in just winning off of 3 bases right now with the Lurkers and whatnot. Another Lurker down. Great, beautiful Storms, man. Rondo is really just hitting these Storms exactly where you want them. High Templar sniped. Archon trying to build in the battlefield. That doesn't generally go well for them, and he's dead too before he finishes the summoning. And Zealot's going for looks like a bit of a backdoor play. They're going to maybe try to sneak around this direction, which the Scourge sees it. Nice placement of the Scourge for vision. It's been there for a while for Incontrol, but it still counts. And the Zealots with speed and +2 attack are going to come in and deal with some reinforcements. There are actually not any Sunkens here at the natural base. Where are you guys going? Oh, Rondo's expanding at the top right too? Rondo! Rondo, I like what you're doing, my guy. Keep it coming. Oh, why? Why are you doing all of this? Go kill a base, my dude. He's worried. He's worried there's like Lurkers and Sunkens defending the natural base and the 3rd base, but no, not actually the case. Lurker drop coming on into the... No, that Lurker dies. This Lurker out of range of all of the cannons and is going to force the probes to get on out of here. Bad pathing. Is he... Okay, Zealots need to do stuff. I thought he may have expanded up here. Zealots need to do stuff, though. Go kill a base, dudes. I love the production tab from Rondo right now. Does he not have an answer for this. Like, build a cannon right here. What are we worried about otherwise? I guess maybe there's a doom drop coming in from Incontrol into your main. That might be a larger concern than what's happening at your third base right now. But yeah, cannons trying to help. A great storm here. There we go. That's what I'm here for. Holy crap. Rondo's storms are godlike today. Shuts everything down. The observer got picked off, which is an issue. This cannon is not providing detection enough to take down these lurkers, which are almost dead, but dealing a lot of work there. There we go. Another storm finally taking it out. This lurker has 6 kills, but has more importantly shut down all of the mining over here at the third base for Rondo. He needs to respond to it now. The Zealots coming home for some reason. They still could have taken down this third base. They really should have taken down this third base. Where is your additional detection? I mean, at this stage of the game, what he just needs is about 6 observers. Just keep making observers and don't stop making observers for some time. 1 lurkers, 2 lurkers coming into Burrow in about the same location. They're not going after the probes, but whatever. They're decent against buildings. They'll take them down. Is that a cannon? That's a cannon. So cannon comes up. Assimilator goes down. Zealots jumping on top of that guy. And cannon and the lurker is removed. Good news, again, for the fourth base of Rondo, as it is still alive. Lurkers in the main going after the robotics facility, which makes tons of sense to them. Wait. Oh, there was an observer here, but I think the Scourge took it down. Incontrol. That was a disgusting play. That was such a good play. The robotics facility is going to die to these 2 lurkers just because the reaction time from Rondo was not good enough. Cannon's trying to defend here. This fourth base, which isn't actually actively mining for anything at the moment. Hydra's going to try to skirt around the edges of the defensive cannons and get in here to take down the Nexus. They actually are going to accomplish that goal. Some of them are dead, but there are enough to cause a major problem here. The lurkers in the main base are still not dealt with. Rondo! My guy! Where are your observers? Are they all dead? Seriously, this one is redundant. In the third base. Bring an observer down. Finish this off. It's 131 to 108 supply in favor of Rondo, but again, a lot of that is worker. The army supply is massive at the moment for Incontrol. Army up north, here to deal with the Hydras, to deal with the fourth base concern. The main base is still an issue. He's going to lose the Templar Archives. He just lost the Templar Archives. Incontrol decides it's time to go for it. There's nothing defending the natural base of Rondo right now, he says, and he's right. The army is out on the map. So let's just murder all of the things. If you try to go back into the main base, there's lurkers to contend with. Zealots. Oh, really picking out a lot of those lurkers out of the ground. Very, very nicely done. But the natural base ends up falling for Rondo, but a lot of these Hydras are kind of trapped in here now. There is no ride out for them. As the Zealots come marching in with their +2 attack and their +1 armor. The Hydras are at +1 attack, and that is it. But yeah, Zealot Archon wiping out those dudes, killing... You just lose a gate. So much Protoss stuff is dying for no reason right now. These lurkers should not have any kills. And there's the pickup and the get out. We'll be back later. They say another observer gets sniped by Scourge. The observer snipes by Incontrol are disgustingly good. Stupidly good right now. Dun, 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 dun. The good news for Rondo is he still has 3 bases. His natural base is gone, but he kept his 4th and he kept his 3rd. And Incontrol hasn't expanded for about 15 minutes. So, I'm really shocked he hasn't expanded more than this. Incontrol maybe not playing on the top of his game at the moment. It's just a lot of micros required for this Hydra lurker drop stuff that we're seeing right here. Some Hydra trying to defend against these lurkers. It does take 2 storms to take one of those suckers down. Really wants to kill this drop lord if at all possible. And enough storms available to finish. Nope, almost. Almost enough energy for a storm to make sure the third base happens. So normally I'd say Incontrol is in the lead in this game, but I would say that if he had a 4th base and a 5th base especially, but especially a 4th base. But at this stage, it's just like Rondo just has the economy. I'm really shocked he hasn't replaced his natural. I mean, it's not super healthy with minerals at this stage, but there's 2,000 gas in there. And gas is really good for late game against Zerg. You want it for the Storm, you want it for the Dragoons, you want it for the Archons. The lurkers came back in, y'all. This is just harassment at this point. This is absolutely harassment. Dropper Lord does go down. Again, these are +2 Archons we're dealing with here. I'm not sure we're going to see any additional upgrades. I guess there's one forge. There was a forge at the front that died for Rondo, but there's a forge inside the main base, too. Really, I'm shocked Incontrol doesn't have a 4th. I don't know if this is a super older game, and like Incontrol is maybe not to the level that we expect from him at this point. We are going back in time. And where to back in time we're heading, I don't know. But there's a 20-minute 4th base. That's like a Falcon 4th base timing. That is something I would do. Oh, don't let the drone go. He's just going to expand up here now. All right, well, coming on in. A little bit of an attack into the 3rd base. That's not going to happen. Still no sign of Dark Swarm or anything out of Incontrol, because I'm not sure he even has a hive. He does not. But pushing in with just Hydra Lurker. Lurker's getting on top of the entire main base, it feels like right now, but mostly it's just the gateways, which killing production is really good. Meanwhile, Rondo coming into the 3rd of Incontrol to wipe that sucker out. Hydra's coming up to the north to try to get rid of a 5th base attempt from Rondo, which is hilarious at this stage of the game. I think we're in full-on base race scenario right now. Incontrol is losing his main, or rather, Rondo's losing his main. Incontrol losing his 3rd. Could honestly push into this natural and wipe it out too, but Rondo decides not to go for the base race. Decides instead to pull back, which I don't know, man. I don't know about this. Losing your main is going to be a major obstacle towards winning this game. 2 cannons in the face of a million Hydralisks with +2 attack. Not going to go that well for you, my guy. The High Templar up here do not have the energy for storms, but it doesn't really matter. The traditional army is going to be here to wipe out the Hydras, and the 4th base lives. 3rd base lives, 4th base lives. Main base still Hydra Central at the moment, and just denying expansion attempts from Incontrol. Top left base is being taken. What did I tell you earlier, Rondo? What did I tell you? You can't let that drone escape. He's going to expand to the top left. That's exactly what happened. Dragoon checking for bases. Checking to see, I guess maybe he's fine with not killing these because they're going to be mined out very soon anyway, and that's a fair consideration. Million lurkers set up just outside of the natural base for Rondo. He's expecting Incontrol to come back. And you know what? Without Dark Swarm, this here's Zealot Dragoon army can just take these suckers down. That would be a massive victory for him. Meanwhile, Hydras just continue to kill everything in Rondo's main base. There's no opposition at all. Yeah, you can't just lose these lurkers, my guy. Okay, losing the lurkers. Storming the lurkers, which seems a bit of overkill at this stage, but okay, we're fine. 112 to 85 total supply. And, yeah, Incontrol is down to rebuilding his 3rd base. Building additional gateways. He's got a replacement Templar Archives up at his 4th. He's taking a 5th base, which he's defending. I kind of feel like Rondo has this game. I'm looking at it economically. Rondo is in a great position. He's got more probes than drones exist. This top left base, oh, I think the Dragoon canceled it. Must have canceled it. Single Dragoon canceled that? Are you sure? Yeah, a bit of an overreaction from Incontrol, but this 3rd base getting spotted by an observer right now. I kind of feel like Rondo's going to win this game. What is happening? I did not expect this to be a Rondo win when I loaded up this replay. But here we go, a couple lurkers burrowing in, but again, there is no Defiler, no Dark Swarm, no Plague. Oh, did he storm his own observer there? He stormed his own observer there, y'all. I think that's what happened anyway. Does he have another one? How did he? The Zealots were attacking those lurkers. I don't know if he has another one or not, but yeah, Incontrol, mined out natural. Mined out, he just mined out those 2 bases. Hydra's trying to do something to make sure that if he's going to die, that Rondo's going to die too. Couple cannons, couple Dragoons, couple Archons in the mix. Again, Archon maybe not as good. Storm, though, is worth its weight in gold. That's a bit of a whiff on that one. It's okay. The other storms for Rondo have been disgustingly good today. Trying to get in to the 3rd base. No. Cannon City there. Cannon City here. It's going to try to come into... Oh, there's so much High Templar, though. He's going to try to come into the 4th base, drop into the 4th base with his Hydras and win this game, but there's a lot of High Templar, and go for it, man. You there. You with the energy. Wait, did he already... Maybe he already stormed. I don't know. Either way, there's just too many cannons here, too much army. Incontrol is forced to retreat in defeat from this location. And I think Incontrol's done, y'all. I'm looking at it. 67 to 126. His income is nil at the moment. He's got a handful of Dragoons and Lurkers. This is why your expansion timings need to be better than a fourth at 20 minutes, everyone. I'm shocked. The games that I've cast of Incontrols previous to this one have all been much better. Maybe he was feeling ill this day. I don't know. These are just ladder matches, I'm pretty sure, so it's not like he's playing his hardest on every one of these. Those of you who are like, how did Incontrol lose this? Well, timing. It was all upgrade timings, which something everybody can really pay attention to is upgrading when you can afford to. And that's what Rondo did. He got his third base up pretty early. His fourth base was at a decent timing. His fifth base seems a little bit late, but again, he was dealing with some stuff. And hey, never mind. Incontrol snuck a base down here at the 6 o'clock and does have income again. So Lurker Hydra going to try to defend against this really big +2/+1 army here. It's actually a bigger Zerg army than I thought it was. But here we go. Zealots in at the front here, being meat shields, doing some damage as well. Archon in the mix, trying to get some splash damage off. One storm, two storms. Storming is on Archons a little bit here. Nice micro on display out of Incontrol, moving his Hydras back into the Lurkers. But it's just too much Protoss. There is no Dark Swarm. The Storm is incredible. Can he finish off? Oh, he lost his detection. He lost his detection again. Incontrol has done such a good job of making sure that the observer count is left at 0 for most of this game. But I don't think that's enough. I don't think that's enough to win it at this stage. There are 2 Lurkers defending the 6 o'clock position. Few Hydras on the left side. Maybe going to come for a flank attack. Storm, 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 and no Storm. So 3 Storms available in this group. Bunch of Zerglings in the mix too. They don't have great upgrades. I guess they have they got +1 melee attack. Here comes the surround from both sides, though. Storm and the Lurkers getting around from both sides right now. Is there enough? The Zealots, I'm telling you, if they can get on top of the Hydras, they're going to have a good time. Additional Archons joining the page, joining the battle, and I think that's it. I think we're done. It's 46 supply. This natural base is down. Is there detection here? No! Of course there's not. Another observer died today. I don't think Rondo actually cares. He's trying to bring the High Templar up to storm this this Lurker. He got it. He got it. Nice defensive storm the other way too. Oh, the Hydralisks die. And that's your good game. Incontrol taps out at 27 minutes and 47 seconds. So a bit of a scrappy match there. Rondo wins despite losing his main and his natural. His third, fourth, and fifth bases propel him to victory. The reason he won is because Incontrol never had a fourth base or a fifth base today. He did replace his third at some point, but it was too late to really matter. Fourth base was at 20 minutes, too late there. Never even went for a hive, which again feels like Falcon playing. We have seen Incontrol win this way, not going for hive at all. But not today. Not possible today. Rondo did everything right. He had a good mix of Archons, Dragoons, Zealots with Storm. Remade his observers whenever they died, continually making sure he had enough Storm to deal with these Hydras that obviously Incontrol was going for most of the game. And Rondo gets your win. So good job by him. Super, super impressed with his victory there. Nice job for Russia. 209,000 points to 171 for the Zerg player. More Zerg units produced, but again, just the killed ratio is a huge difference in this game and why Rondo won. Ended up raising a ton of Protoss buildings, but didn't help him because there were just too many to go. And then resources. This is a 5-basing Protoss. More gas mined, more minerals mined, more total spent by about 6,000. The Storm is really cost effective too. And that's it. That's it for your game. So nicely done by Rondo. Again, I could not be more pleased with this dude. Playing super duper well. All right. All right. Well, that is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.